Page 11, Minuet. This is actually the second movement of the sonatina that started on page 10. Page 10 was the first movement. This is the second movement. 3/4 time. Well, that makes sense. It's a minuet. Minuets are in 3/4 time. Okay. No sharps or flats in it. Let's take it one hand at a time because we got quarter notes going everywhere. I don't see any eighth notes anywhere, so that's all right. Right hand, you're starting thumb here. Put your hand in here. Just real slow. 1, 2, 3, 1. So you go through. On the second line, second measure, look out. 1, 2, 3, tie. See that E is tied? The last note in the second line, second measure, E. It's tied to the next D, so hang on to it for 2 counts. Third line. 1, 2, 3. This is just quarter notes. Hopefully you can read those. If you can't, maybe you need to go back and start over. Just start at the very beginning and start learning piano again. This is pretty straightforward on this minuet. In the left hand, you're starting here, so you're in this position. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So forth. Second line, last 2 measures. The G. See both curved lines there? One curved line is for the slur. The other curved line is for the tie. Those 2 G's are tied together. You play the first one and you hang on to it for both, for 6 counts. Then you can go to the second line. I don't see anything tricky about the second line. It's straightforward. So put the hands together. Second line, the last 3 measures. Look out. Here, the E is tied. Hang on to it as you do that. And now this note is tied for the rest of the line. So again, it's there, and then the third line. Once you have the notes and the rhythms and the fingering, the hands are working together, you got this rhythm figured out, add these slurs. And you have slurs in both hands and the slurs are not the same. So here at the beginning you're connecting all these notes. Right there. Last measure of the first line. You're going to lift up the right hand, but not the left. And then in the second line, between the first and second measure, you lift up the left hand, but not the right. So you're lifting the hands up at different times. Let's go to the third line. Same thing. Lift up in the left hand when you go to the second measure. Don't connect. So it's here. Lift up. Lift up in the right hand now, not the left. Now lift up in the left hand, not the right. Now lift up in the right hand, not the left. Now lift up in the left hand, not the right. So it's one and then the other on these. So that's a little tricky on that, lifting up between the slurs. Really important you can learn to be able to do that, because as the music gets more challenging you're going to get that more and more. So try and get a good grasp on that now. It'll help you later on. You won't struggle quite so much. And then once you have that, we can add the dynamics. It's moderately loud, and then this piece is going to be both hands. This is like a duet. So you can play them both about the same. Whatever you think moderately loud is. then in the second line you have a crescendo to go up to loud. Right there. And they don't tell you to, but I suggest at the end of the line you come down a little bit. So, come down just a little bit. It's called shaping the phrase. Where at the end of a phrase you come down a little bit. It's like ending a sentence where it goes down, and then you take off again. So even though the music doesn't tell you to come down a little bit there at the end of the second line. And when you go to the third line and you're soft, whatever you think soft is, and then you have a crescendo there in the third measure, you're going to start getting a little louder, and you're going to go up to medium loud for the last line. So don't get medium loud until the last line. So take your time. You're soft here in the third measure, third line. This is soft. Come up a little to next measure. Come up a little to maybe medium soft. Now you're medium loud. So take your time. I'm doing it a measure at a time. So the third measure I stay soft, and then the next measure I go up a little to medium soft. Now some people say, well, the crescendo's there in the third measure, you should start getting louder right there. These crescendos are not placed exactly where they go to begin with, and chances are in the actual music he didn't even put in a crescendo. Some editors put this in. I don't know, I haven't seen the manuscript. But I'm suggesting to you, don't take the placement of these absolutely perfect. So I'm going to save most of my getting louder toward the end of it anyway, so I'm really not doing much changing until the last measure. So it's here. So I'm save it to the end. Now speed-wise, andantino, people don't agree on what andantino means. I mean, people don't agree on much of anything in music anyway. But to me, andantino, you have moderato and you have andante, and to me, andantino's in the middle. Some people believe andantino is slower than andante. I don't care which way you go. It's just, to me, this is just like a pleasant walk. Not too fast, just not too slow. Let it flow. Keep in mind, not all minuets were meant to be danced to. I mean, even though a minuet is a form of dance, but if you're thinking about dancing to it, I wouldn't go that slow. I'd take it more of a moderato range. And maybe that's fine. You can take it at that speed. That's up to you. But keep it on the slow side of the moderato range, I think. Now, I'd like to play it with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. And you see the repeat signs. The first two lines are repeated, and then the last two lines are repeated because there's a reverse repeat sign at the beginning of the third line. And we'll take all the repeats. I'm just not going to do the dynamics. So I'll give us 3 counts. Let's play it together slowly. 1, ready, go. Repeat. One, two, three. Repeat. 2, 3, off.